This Zoom session is brought to you by the Fractal Bullseye um, Octagasket. We proceed. All right, now we'll be factoring differences of cubes and sums of cubes. It's a lot like the formula for differences of squares. We don't really have a factoring for sums of squares, at least not yet, but here we do have a factoring of difference of cubes. A difference of cubes is a difference times square plus product plus square. I call this the 999 rule because if you have x be 10 and y be 1, and this left side is 10 cubed minus 1 cubed, which is 999. The right side is 10 minus 1, which is 9 times 110 and 111, and 9 times 111 is 999. Now, there is a formula for sums of cubes. And it's really like this one, when we change every odd power of y from a minus to a plus or a plus to a minus or minus to a plus. The idea is wherever we see a y here, we replace it by negative y, and the negative comes out here and makes this a plus, makes this minus y a plus y, make this plus xy a minus xy, but all the even powers of y as a negative cancels. So a sum of cubes is a sum times difference minus product plus, let's try that again. A sum of cubes is a sum times a square minus a product plus a square. Your difference of cubes is a difference times sum plus square plus product plus square. So for example, a cubed minus 8. Well, 8 is 2 cubed, so this is the difference of a cubed minus 2 cubed. That'll be the difference a minus 2 times a squared plus 2a plus 2 squared. And there's always this last step where we clean this up and get a minus 2 times a squared plus 2a plus 4. So usually it's the squaring and the product needs to be a bit doing. A cubed plus 27, that's a cubed plus, in this case, is 3 cubed, a sum of cubes. So it'll be a sum times square minus product plus square. A plus 3 times a squared minus 3a plus 3 squared. And then we take one further step to square this out. You get a plus 3 times a squared minus 3a plus 9. Now here we have a really messy one. 8x cubed plus 27y cubed. This first term is a cube of 2x. The second is a cube of 3y. And this is a difference of cubes. So it'll be a difference times square plus product plus square. And so 2x minus 3y, there you go. And this comes out to 4x squared. This comes out to 6x. This comes out to 9y squared. Thus. All right. Ooh. All right, that's 1. Let's move on. 2. All right, here are a bunch of examples. N cubed plus 512. All right, 512, it turns out to be 8 cubed. Sum of cubes. So sum times square minus product plus square. And square this out to 64 and get n plus 8 times n squared minus 8n plus 64. Here we have 123c cubed plus 27d cubed, 125. Now this term is the cube of 5c because 125 is 5 cubed. This is the cube of 3d because 27 is 3 cubed. All right, this is a sum of cubes. So it'll be a sum times a square minus a product plus a square. So 5c plus 3d times this squares to 25c squared. This multiplies out to minus 15cd. This squares to 9d squared. 5c plus 3d times 25c squared minus 15cd plus 9d squared. Here's 216 minus v cubed. Well, this 216 turns out to be the cube of 6. 6 cubed minus v cubed. So difference times square plus product plus square. So 6 minus v times 36 plus 6v plus v squared. Here we have 8s cubed minus t cubed. All right, this first term is a cube of 2s because 8 is 2 cubed. 2s cubed minus t cubed, difference of cubes is difference times square plus product plus square. And after squaring things out, you get 2s minus t times 4s squared plus 2st plus t squared. So, okay, so the thing to remember is when you have a sum of cubes, it's sum times square minus product plus square. Whereas if you have a difference of cubes, it's difference times square plus product plus square. So either this is the minus or this is minus. Three d cubed plus 81. Now here the problem is that 3 is not a square, not a cube. And indeed 81 isn't one either. But fortunately they're all both divisible by 3. So we pull it out 3 times d cubed plus 27. Now 27 is a cube, namely 3 cubed. So 3 times d cubed plus 3 cubed. Now remember to keep the 3 along all the time. It doesn't disappear just because you're working on the rest of the expression. Okay. Sum of cubes is sum times square minus product plus square. Then we do one extra step where we square this out, and you get 3 times d plus 3, and this becomes d squared minus 3d plus 9. So there's that answer. 65, it has like problems, and 67 has lookalike problems. 65 is a difference of squares. 63 is a difference of cubes. Well, okay. The formula for difference of squares is difference times sum. X minus 1 times x plus 1. Difference of cubes is difference times square plus product plus square. So x minus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1. Now here we have very similar expressions. I want to factor these out. X squared plus 2x, well, the best you can do is pull out a factor of x. That'll be x times x plus 2. So that. This x squared plus 2x plus 1, this factors as a square of a sum. It's you take 2, half of that is 1, square that is 1, it checks against that. So this will be x plus 1, all squared.